Hey guys, sorry about that, but this is part two. Anyways, as I was saying, usually HD stations have two signals or two HD stations within that same signal. So for 103.3 has two stations, HD1 and HD2. You just slide it side to side, switch between the two signals. HD1 is usually just the regular 103.3 or whatever station. It's the regular programming. HD2 is either it's a different type of programming. Sometimes it's different genres of music, some or whatever. Um, anyways, up at the top here, there's a little icon. So if you change or if you go to a certain station that you particularly like, you press that and it saves it to your preferred stations. And down here is your preferred stations icon. So you click on that and it lists up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different stations that you can have preset. A lot of my stations are the same, except for the HD signal. Like I have in Oregon, it's 92.3 KGON is classic rock, so I have the regular signal, and then I have the HD2 station. So I don't have a whole lot of stations, but whatever. Anyways, here's the marketplace icon. It's connecting to the Wi-Fi network. It's the background. You can select music or apps, and you can search for both. And then there's another icon for your cart. Select music, and it goes new releases, and it lists all the new album releases. Top songs, and it lists off genres that you can scroll through. And there's top albums with genres again that you can scroll through, and then it goes back to new releases. Then you go down to apps, and lists all the apps that you can search for. Audio Surf Tilt is that music-based game that I was talking about earlier. I don't currently have it downloaded, so I can't really show you right now, but I'll probably do another video about that. But there's a decent amount of different apps that you can do. They're mostly just, they're not produced very well. I mean, there's Hexic, which is available on the Xbox 360, and it's a pretty decent remake. You know, the graphics aren't that different because it's an HD system, and this is an HD device. But yeah, there's some apps that use the accelerometer mainly, and then there's some utility apps and puzzle apps and action games and things like that. There's also a category for new updates, and they're rarely there. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the apps. And again, all the apps are free, so you can just select one and it'll bring you to your cart, and then you just click download and it won't charge you anything. Here's social. I currently don't have any real friends in my social part, but you know, it says you can sync your friends using the Zune software on your computer, and then you have your inbox, but you have to be connected to a Wi-Fi network to get any messages from friends. Here's the internet app. Can't really see it very well. But like I said, I think I said this earlier, where it's pretty much just a kind of like a regular old cell phone internet. It's not very fast. You can't view Flash in it. And sometimes, you know, it just doesn't really download the pages the way they're supposed to be viewed. And then you go into settings, which has your wireless settings for Wi-Fi. An interesting feature that this thing supposedly has is a wireless sync, and I've had a lot of difficulty with this thing doing that. I've set up the wireless sync with the device itself and the Zune software on the computer, but for whatever reason, it seems to not want to work. I've called technical support on it, and every time I've called, they haven't really given me an answer for a solution. But anyways, um, that's supposed to be able to sync anything to your device, as far as videos, pictures, music, all wirelessly through your Wi-Fi network that's connected to your computer or your PC. Then there's a network list, and then information, display settings, there's TV output. You can have up to 720p HDMI output. There's 720p, there's 480p, and there's composite video. You have to have a special adapter for that to work, or for you to be able to plug it into your TV or anything like that, or projector or whatever. There's timeout. The lowest amount of timeout for the screen is 1 minute. And there's brightness settings, low, medium, and high. Tilt, which is just your accelerometer and screensaver. I always have it on. You go to radio, and you can select your region. There's North American region, there's European region, there's Japanese, and that's it. But those only really work if you go to those select countries. But anyways, if you go to Europe or Japan, you'll have radio access with HD support, so that's a plus. You can select your seek mode to either seeking or presets. Clock you can set to 12 or 24 hours, and there's an option to set the time. Screen lock, you can enable a pin, just like the iPod Touch has, where it's just numbers. I think it's only numbers. It might be letter characters as well, but I'm not too sure about that. I haven't really tested it. I don't really have a reason to. There's your internet settings. You can delete your history. You can switch your content from desktop to mobile. I always keep it on mobile because desktop loads a lot slower, and it doesn't have a whole lot of memory or temporary memory for you to be able to use it as a desktop web page device. You can choose how you set your favorites. In the internet browser, you can have cookies enabled or disabled, script enabled or disabled. You can set your keyboard autocorrect on or off, and that's kind of like T9, where you start typing a word with a full QWERTY keyboard, but it'll offer suggestions to your word completion. And you can set auto capitalizing to on or off. Your languages, there's English, French, and Spanish. And about, which tells you about the Zune itself. There's a storage icon, there's resetting the accelerometer, there's legal information and privacy information. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, there is one thing that I'm forgetting. On the side here, you can't really see it with this camera, but there's a little button here. If you press it, it'll go to, like, if you're using radio or watching a video or playing music, which I'll just go to random right now. And changing the volume, you can either press this button and it'll automatically bring up volume controls. You can either press the plus or the minus to change the volume level. You can switch between songs. Or if you want to change the volume without pressing the plus or minus buttons, you can hold on the screen and slide up or down to change the volume faster. You can slide side to side to change the song and press pause. That option also comes up if you just press or tap on the album icon itself, it'll automatically come up. And again, to change songs while it's playing, you can slide side to side. If you press the button again and hold down that song switching, it'll fast forward or rewind the track. Down here you have your shuffle option. Click it on or off. In the center you have replay. You can set it to replay all or replay one or turn it off. And the third icon is a favorites button. When you're listening to a song or an album and you want to view what's playing next in that album, or you want to just change the song from this instead of going back to the music and fooling with that, you just press down here underneath the song or select the song, and it'll automatically show all the songs in that album. And you can pick from the rest of the album. If it's on random play for your music and you're like, oh man, I haven't heard this artist in a long time, I want to go ahead and listen to this artist. Instead of going back to the home menu and sorting through all your artists and, wasting time pretty much, which is what I did for a long time, you can actually just select the title of the artist and it'll automatically go to the artist and show you all the albums that you have for that artist, and you can select what you want to listen to from there. And if you want to go back to your now playing, either go back to your front view or hit the home button and it switches it from back and forth, and at the top it'll be your now playing. If you just wait a few seconds, it'll show the screensaver, which I think is pretty cool. Another cool thing about the Zune HD that the iPod doesn't have, it'll go to this where it does scrolling text, and usually it will show a picture of the band or the album title or a picture of the album anyways. Go to a different artist. Random play. Here we go, Judas Priest. Click on Judas Priest. Alright, no. Just go to your now playing. Wait a little bit. And it goes to the screensaver, and in the background is an image of the band that you're listening to, and it as well scrolls the album that you're listening to, and the title of the song, the album, the amount of time played, and this only lasts as long as you set it to, or as long as the song is playing. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, the main reasons why I like this thing so much is that, for one thing, the things that it has that the iPod doesn't are, it has HD radio to begin with. It has HD video support for plugging it into a TV or projector that has that is HD itself. I mean, it has the bio feature for the bands you're listening to. It has, what else? The related bands that you can view and later download if you find that you like them. It has the images of the bands in the background. It has photos of the bands that just show up in the Zune itself after you put it on the thing. Anyways, that's pretty much my extended review of the Zune HD. Hopefully you guys make a more educated decision, or can make an educated decision on whether to get a Zune HD or a more expensive iPod Touch that doesn't have some of the features that the Zune HD does. I mean, the only thing that the iPod Touch has on the Zune is, it has better apps, better games, but they cost money. Zune HD apps don't cost any money, and some of them are actually pretty cool. Like you got Project Gotham Racing on it that uses the accelerometer, and of course Audio Surf, which is a really cool game. And the other thing that the iPod Touch doesn't have is HD radio support and support for HD video output into your TVs. And again, I got this thing for $200 at Best Buy. An 8 gig iPod Touch was $250, I think. And this is a 16 gig Zune HD with HD radio and HD video output support. So again, just weigh the pros and cons, and I honestly think that the Zune HD is a better buy for your buck. It has a lot more features, I think, cooler features with the social aspect of integration with Wi-Fi and all the photos and biographies and information that you can get from it without being on a Wi-Fi network. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope I have helped you in some sort of decision on what to get as far as your next MP3 player. Oh, one thing that I did forget to mention is that the 16 gig model as well as the 32 gig model both have a 24-hour battery. The battery life is roughly dropped by a third when you're listening to radio, so it doesn't last nearly as long as when you're just listening to music. As far as battery life for videos go, it's not that great either, but I haven't really fully extensively tested how many videos I could watch before it goes dead on me. I know music alone is just a 24-hour period. Radio is a little bit less, and videos are even less amount of time. But I have watched possibly about 3 videos at once that are full-length 2-hour movies, and I still have battery life left. I'd probably have about a quarter of the battery life left, maybe. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that, but anyways, enough ranting about this, but hopefully you guys can make a decent decision for your child or for yourself for Christmas or significant other for any special occasion. This is a really great buy. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Over and out.